Okay, so it seems like all is fine here or whatever. If there's a problem, just let me know in the chat. So, because okay, now we are ready to go. Playing Mr. 33 GMs, I don't know, feeder master with extremely low rating, so I don't know what this means. Playing the Queen's Pawn game. Once again, I'm not really a fan of this opening. It seems to be very popular these days, especially for guys who don't like to play theory. Yeah, I should have been a bit more careful, I guess, but okay. Now I have to play. It's a solid opening, but also not very dangerous. So, okay, I need to think how to solve this problem here. Okay, guess what? Let me just push this guy. Probably he will change queens here and will take my bishop. But I'm taking some space advantage in the center. He will probably take now and play e4 at some point. Yeah, so I'm now going to take space, trying to restrict especially this bishop on f1. So his bishop on f4 is good. This bishop we're going to try to trade off. So next move I'm going to play bishop to d6. So the only question is if I let him take on f6, maybe it's going to be extremely drawish. So let's try to keep some pieces at least for now. Of course I want to see how he's going to activate this bishop on e2. It's not very easy. Okay, the knight is always better in a close position, but of course it's still hard to break. Okay, I'm going to take because I just want to see how he's going to react to this. This move h5 looks like anti-positional move because here white can play, for example, a move like h4. But then again, after that there's only one player who has a break, who can break the position open, and that's black by means of playing g5. So before that, of course, I need to prepare some stuff. This is going to be a long game. That's something I can assure you. There will be a lot of maneuvering. Mainly, I'm first going to try to put my knight on a better square. White is here very solid, so not easy to break. Yeah, so okay, so he's getting his rook there. Not much I could do about that. So now I'm trying to get my knight to f7. Once my knight is on f7, it's kind of supporting. I don't know what his rook is doing there on g5, but well, we'll find out. I don't know if now he has some plans soon to become active with move like a4. Something I don't really recommend that to him. So okay, and now just at the right moment we're going to play g5. Good timing. And we kick the rook from the g file. And suddenly we have some sort of initiative. Might not be enough, but it's something our opponent has to worry now for. Okay, I just need to hurry up a little bit. So, as you see, I'm now taking over. Maybe I should have doubled on the G file, but okay. So I double now, and now he cannot really protect G2 anymore. And we're trying to double now on the second rank. He should have played probably King D1 to avoid this Rook E2 move, because now E3 is hanging and Rook to G2 is a threat. So he's giving me an important tempo just trying to double the rooks. Otherwise it would have been still very hard to make progress for me. Although, so one pawn is gone, so that's nice. And it's not, he just changed one pair of pawns, but I think it's only helping me because now the A file is also open and my knight is coming in. Not clear to me what he exactly wants. Probably he wants to go for this B pawn. So let's bring the king first. So now my king is safe. So we're going to harass this guy. His rooks are not in particularly well placed. Basically I'm just defending here everything. And now we are moving in for the final kill. His bishop is dead and we're going after him. Yeah, he can take one pawn, but soon he will be made. He has a few checks, but we're going to hide. Yes. Thank you for the game. It was a close game, but still pretty much one-sided. Who is the next in line? Mike's. I think that's Portugal, I think. Yes. Okay, Mike, let's see what you can do. I know from Portugal only Luis Gallego, who spent probably more time celebrating life than playing chess, but nice guy. So Mike's is playing Queen's Indian with bishop to a6. So it's a bit theoretical line, and let's see how he's going to play this. It's a solid line, but oops, I almost made a little mistake. Yes, and now the question is if this knight is doing anything at all. I mean, he's going to take one piece. Normally, I want to say should take the knight, but okay, you can take either way. So this knight on d8 is heading for e6. That's the standard plan here. Or to play f6. Maybe I should have f5 even. f5, not such a big fan of this move, because it's really giving me a lot of squares. f4, g5, all very nice squares for me. f6 is more ambitious, really trying to open up. So now what? Now I have to come up with something. Let me just get rid of this bishop. Not doing anything anyway. Sometimes I have to be a little bit careful if black is playing here f4, because f4 I cannot really take, because rook takes, pawn takes and queen d7 check. Yes, but this is, I think, positionally extremely favorable for me, especially now he gets his knight to e7, which is, I believe, not a good place for his knight. It means maybe he will be forced to play a move like c5 to play more aggressive in the center. So now actually my only problem is my knight on f3, which wants to go to f4. Maybe he wants to play f4 himself. So maybe I should be careful. But it's not something which I can really prevent. So that's maybe a problem. Actually, it could be a serious problem. Yeah, if you cannot really prevent f4. Okay, I have some strategical problems here, so let's just try to play solid now. f4, as I said, and queen e2. I just have to be really very careful now. Situation is a bit dangerous here. Cannot really say that I'm enjoying my position, but then again, this is not the place to start crying. Okay, let me just play rook f1, because I think he's going to put a rook on the another rook on the f file. I must say, my position kind of is without any perspective. Wanted to play knight g1, realized it's not a good idea as well, because takes f3 check. it really starts to look really bad, to say. Yeah, I should be lost here, but let's try to fight at least. Hopefully I can get away with this. Not sure it will work. Can take on d4. I'm just trying to be tricky, but not sure this is going to work. So if he takes the rook, I take his rook. Rook takes queen check. Rook f8, queen e6 check, and even taking the knight doesn't work. But because of queen c2 check in the end. But at least now he needs to think. So the draw was excellent result for me, especially because I think I have lost position after if he plays after queen e6 check, king h7. Anyway, Mike's outplayed me, well played. So let's go for the next guy. Already one draw today, that's really going in the wrong direction. Mr. Klinica from the UK. So what's going to be Queen's Gambit, or maybe he's going to play the Ragozin. Some sort of Ragozin, so, well, I don't know exactly the move orders anymore. It's very popular among top players. Ragozin, Wesley So, Aronian, Magnus Carlsen, all playing Ragozin. Positionally very interesting opening, extremely double-edged. But it doesn't look like my opponent is looking for how to play the sharpest. So probably I don't like him to take my knight, so knight to d3, e5, and possibly I'm transferring my knight to d3. So let me check his bishop, what he wants. So okay, he wants to go back, fine. So now at least I know what's going on here. Not sure this is a good move. I was afraid he would take on e5 take and maybe knight d7. I will be forced to play a move like f4. So now, okay, seems like he doesn't want to take on e5 anyway. So let's play aggressive chess. My opponent has disconnected. Let me just check what's going on in the chat, because I don't always a pity if you lose your connection, but guys, want to play Blitz, you need to have a proper connection. Pity. Maybe he will get a rematch if I'm in a good mood. So, who we have next? Skibby boy. Feeder master. Skibby boy. Aus Deutschland. Zeig es mir. Okay, let's gauge los. Okay, what are we going to play? Grunwald or King's Indian? Let's play King's Indian. I used to play a lot of King's Indians in my childhood, so I was doing quite well with the King's Indian. Yeah, this is some kind of modern stuff. I think there was a match between Sokolov and Jordan van Verreest. They had many games there. Can't really say that I was impressed by the way White was playing, but Sokolov was winning his games. That was a fact. So now, of course, he can, for example, take on c6, bc6 and take on d6. But that's what I call a positional sacrifice. I'm even now standing in this pin, which I'm not, but I'm getting a lot of counterplay along the b file to start with. So my pawn on c6 is basically, so now let me sell him some trick then, because okay, he's asking for it. This is kind of standard trick in, can't really say it's difficult. And now his pawn structure is becoming very vulnerable. Queen takes, knight d3 check, take on b2, and c4 pawn is hanging as well. So Skibby got greedy, and now he's going to suffer with his bad pawn structure. He's trying to hang on to that. So how I'm going to take this pawn. Probably this is the best. To be honest, I almost thought that I blundered the piece by bishop takes b6, ab6 and let's say king c2, but because he has opened the a file for me, I still have this move knight a4. So got kind of lucky there, because okay, this knight on b2 looks like in well placed, but I might lose it if I'm not careful. So basically here I should not use the 6th knight, because then king c2 and then my knights look a bit strange. Although maybe it's kind of possible. Yeah, why not? Let's do it anyway. First I want to use the other knight. And now I just want to play rook b8. Preparing possible knight a3 check. So he wants to stop me from knight a3. Maybe he wants to play rook a2 even. So it's kind of funny situation, but it should be extremely bad for him. So I want to play bishop e6, then I think maybe he can still play bishop c1. So let me just take this guy, and you know, I can always escape with knight to c4 now. So what are we going to do with this guy? Let's put some extra pressure on him. We're just going to double. I'm not in a hurry to move my knight. I just want to double. And next move, maybe bishop f8. Kind of strange situation with this knight on b2, but I don't see what he can do about this knight. Probably now he's also thinking what to do with this knight, but it doesn't look so simple. So he has some plans, but it should not be. Yeah, this move looks a bit strange, but it has one clear idea, but somehow maybe I thought he was going to play knight to a2. And this is going to be tricky for him. Because now he cannot take the knight on b2 because of rook takes d2. So it looks like now he's just a piece down. Then again, never say never, but I like my chances here. And these pawns, I don't think they will be running that fast. Though it's a very strange position, I have to say. Can't really say what is going on here. Okay, I just don't really see exactly what I should do, but I don't see his move either. Okay, I have now. I'm going to bail out. Maybe he can take the knight now. If not, well, his king is in a very bad position. But maybe he can take on b2, takes, rook d2. This doesn't look good to me because now I have this check, and now he's just losing a piece. And now he's just lost. Yeah, some playing for time, but general speaking, it's just piece down. It's also good to see if somebody else is as slow as I am. So yeah, it was kind of complicated game, but positionally it really was not very good from white side. So let's see who we have next in line. Sugar Boy. Seems I played him before and he got his ass kicked. Now he starts whining that I'm white again. Beggars can be choosers. I like this expression. Also playing Ragazine. Where is this going? Some kind of modern stuff. Okay, let me see how he reacts to CD5. I think now the most principled move is actually Queen takes D5, but let's see if any other move I like. So this is good news for me. Although maybe it's just theory, of course. Yes, so this is really some modern stuff. This can run out of hand easily. Okay, so we're going to play to sacrifice some material. So either way, the guy is going to take on c3. So what to do here? Okay, let's give him some choice. Somehow I don't like this opening so much, to be honest. Okay, I'm pawn down. But okay, we're going to play for some attack, but not sure if I have any. Yeah, this is maybe my opponent is getting a little bit too greedy. So let's try to open up the position a bit. Yeah, the only problem is that now my bishop is hanging. But okay. Let's take this guy anyway, because b7 is also hanging. So, okay. We saved our skin in the opening. That at least is something, but it looks very drawish to me. Don't really see how I can really be better here, but it might change, who knows. but right now I think I'm just trying to equalize somehow. It looks very equal to me. Some very small chances, you know, because black really has activity. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. Okay, let me at least take some open file. It's the least I can do. Okay, he wants to take that pawn. Okay, if he takes that pawn, I take his pawn. And then what, he wants to take my rook maybe. It's a bit scary, Harry. After check, king h2, rook takes c3, rook takes c3, queen e5 check, I still have rook g3. But I had to take with this rook, if otherwise he would have given check and queen e5 check immediately. So I'm pawn up, but I'm not sure it will be enough. I must say I'm really not any better here, but what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, this should be a draw somehow. Okay, my opponent decided to play on. Objectively speaking, it's just a draw, but okay, he can flag me if he wants. Well, Sugar Boy, be happy with this win. I mean, it's clear it was a draw anyway, so not really so amused by this, but okay, I have seen worse. So, who is next? Mr. Melish. Okay, this is too difficult. I just made the mouse slip. I wanted to play e4. e3 was sometimes Magnus Carlsen has been playing this, but I just normally play d4, e4 or normal openings, but no disrespect to my opponent, just a mouse slip. So this is like some sort of, well, Russian exchange French or something like that. Well, now it looks more like Russian than anything else. Black is solid, but not that good. It's a little bit passive, and in general passive is not so good. I see now the excuse of Sugar Boy is that he offered to draw in a drawish position while he was a pawn down. And that was probably his excuse to flag me. But okay, be happy. Always nice to see people who are happy when somebody is getting flagged. Well, very, very funny indeed. Until it happens to them. Well, we can have a lot of discussion with trolls like Sugar Boy about giving somebody a draw or not, but it's also a little bit about respect. So anyway, he's probably now banging his chest in front of the mirror. So my opponent just blew into rook, so that's was very nice of him. So Gigo, let's play Mr. Gigo. So let's play this Trompovsky for a change. Let's see how he's going to react to that. C5 is probably one of the most aggressive ways to play like this. I think one time this guy Robin van Kampen tried this against me. I was a bit surprised by this move because it looks very anti-positional because of the hole on d5. It's not that bad, but also not that good because you still have the hole on d5. So pawn on d5 is potentially weak. So I can already start thinking about grabbing that pawn, but let me just first bring in some pieces. Okay, so yeah, so now my opponent is kind of fixing the structure with c4. So now I really have to attack this weak d5 pawn, and maybe he can sort of defend himself, but he's going to be a little bit passive. Now he's even forced to change on c3, which I'm not sure that's doing him any good. Well, at least I thought he was forced to exchange. So now I have a few options, and the guy is really on the verge of receiving something bad. Okay, first let me play this move rook d1, because now I'm threatening actually to take on d5. Knight takes d5, bishop d5, queen takes, queen, knight takes, and bishop. Now again I renew my threat. Knight takes d5 and queen takes queen. My opponent probably not listening, if I may say so. So it's just some small tactics which you always have to pay attention to. Yeah, I told you from the beginning this d5 pawn is weak, and now finally with some help of little tactics I'm getting there. Now I need to change first, otherwise he can take with the rook, but this is just positional massacre. So I should not take with the bishop on d5 because of g5, and I'm losing a piece. So knight takes d5. So, okay. I'm a pawn up. I have a nice knight on d5. Let me try to open up the positions, but how? This is the question. Okay, just let me make some random moves. h4. I should push some pawns. So c3, actually just to make my center more solid. Okay, I'm giving him this b3 square for the knight, but then again it's not doing that much, and now I think it's time to push. Now my center starts rolling. Maybe I bring my king to f2, or maybe I will hide it on h2. Not sure. Maybe I just move my rooks first to e1 and d1. I have time. Yes, so maybe he wants to play somewhere somewhere g5 or something. Okay, let me just play rook to e1. Yeah, and you see my opponent is completely passive. No real counterplay, no way to break the strong center. So I'm just reinforcing my position before I start pushing something more. And this knight on b3 looks still a bit out of play. And you see, he's already moving back. And now let's collect one more pawn. Yes, my opponent is of course desperate for counterplay. But it should not be any danger for me. He will try to attack me on f4, but yes, rook to g8, but now I'm attacking the rook and he gives me 2 rooks with check. Thank you very much. Alright. Next one in line. I see also one player with a very nasty name, Benjamin Bock. Very nasty name, I must say. Is it a copycat or is it really himself? So let me just meanwhile check what's going on in the chat. If something is going on at all. Some movie discussion. Meanwhile, Mr. Matakai is thinking about his options and he's going for the Vienna. I used to play this myself, but now there is... Okay, I'm going to play this very top line. They sacrifice one pawn, which actually a few years ago it was unheard of. But there was certainly a new wave. I don't know who invented it. Topalov or Chiparinov of one of these guys. And it looks like White has very nice compensation here. Funny thing is, once I had this against Simon Williams, who likes to sacrifice material just by default, and for one pawn only, he had all his dreams come true. Yeah, f5, of course, it holds the knight, but it looks not very good to me because of the e6 weak pawn and e5 square for the knight. So I read in the chat that there are some advanced talks going on with myself about the Bantelton. I have to say that rumor is correct. I cannot really deny that. I don't know how Gusti wants to do that, because it means like no sleep, no eat. Well, that's for starters. Alright, so okay, let's go back to this game. Okay, my opponent, he won the pawn, but his position is not so funny. Actually, I'm winning a pawn back now. I can take the c5 pawn, and now I have two bishops plus a strong knight on e5. So I'm definitely happy here. Also, it's important to know that at some point, let's say if black is putting a piece on d5, let's say a bishop, at some point he will be kicked out by this move c4. I was thinking about playing bishop to b5, but he will play rook c8 anyway. So knight a6 doesn't change much, because now next is c4 is coming. And I'm keeping my promise. And now it's maybe time to tease his rooks a little bit, just to test him. Yeah, he's forced to play like that. Okay, let's have a little fun with this guy. Let's see how he's going to react to this move. Yeah, so I expected this. Looks like a good move, but bishop b3, and now I'm taking over. All kind of threats are coming in fast. Suddenly all kind of tactics all over the place. I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to use, but now it's all, yeah, so he's already bailing out, but I'm in full control. Especially now this knight on a6 is out of the game. Was threatening mate. And now I try to display some kind of piece domination by giving check. And okay, just for the sake of it, bishop d6. Actually, I didn't really need to. And now you see this knight is completely out of the game. And basically, what is the guy going to do? He simply has no moves. You have no moves, boy. Where are you going to put your bishop now? over there. Okay. We take this guy. Going to check this guy here. Now threatening mate in 2, rook g7, knight g6 mate. It's going to be mate very soon. Yeah, so if he had played king g8, I had played knight to g6, threatening rook g6 mate. Next in line, Senor Goraroch. Where are you from? Aus Deutschland. Sehr süß. Okay, let's play the Italian game. Okay. In for some fun. Okay, he's in for some fun, definitely. Playing the Trexler. That has been a while ago. No clue how this is going, but I know it's dangerous, to say the least. Of course, this bishop has to be controlled. It's a very dangerous guy. And also this knight. Knight's on jumping. Unfortunately, this king is on e7, otherwise there would be some deadly stuff with knight to g4 or bishop takes f2. But I think bishop takes f2, king takes f2, you have a check with the knight and the rook. Even double check, like knight takes e4, but I think I can just play king to g1. Not sure I like my position that much, to be honest. Let me retreat some pieces before it's too late. Basically my intention is after queen g6 to play knight to h4, and then he doesn't have any real good square to put his queen, or just to go back, but it's dangerous what I'm doing. Yeah, h6 is a bit, well, I cannot really say that this is the move which worries me the most. Now I have a free move. Probably it's about time to castle. Maybe queen g6, knight h4. Okay, you can go to h7, but well, maybe you can play g5 here. g5 would be a good move. This is maybe not bad, but not so great either. Bishop e3 is a bit of a chicken move. I think it's better just simply play knight c3 and knight to d5, but So I don't know how. Yeah, I think he should have played g5 and tried to push g4. And now his only chance is to get his knight to f4. And well, knight on f4, of course, it is very dangerous, of course. All kind of. And probably I better take this guy off before it's getting too scary. And like I said, I have now this knight d5 at my disposal, so I should be alright here. Just checking this. Okay, this is kind of a strange move. He stops me from playing knight d5, but in the end knight d5 is coming anyway. And now my next move, I'm going to sell him something really nasty. Oh, he's playing like this. I was expecting him to play rook f7. And then I would play knight g5 check, pawn takes g5, queen g4 check, or almost checkmate. He has to give the rook. So now this is just a queen. Also fine. Alright, next. Mr. Vol 242 from Scotland. Let's play something unusual. Well, I'm just basically developing my bishop with a pawn on b4, so not such a big deal. So we have some kind of quiet game so far. Not much is going on, except well, there's some small tension in the center. Now black has the choice either of taking on d4, playing e4, trying to hold the center. Most challenging is in fact to play e4 move, but e takes d4 is also playable, just completely different kind of game. So I'm just trying to develop my pieces. c6 is providing me a target, which I like, because somehow I want to open up with b5 at some point. Maybe not yet, but I'm looking for some kind of play on the queen side. Yeah, so this move d5, it should not be that good, because actually I'm now getting some play on his queen side more easily. Seems he wants to change the bishops. Okay, fine, but only on my terms. So, okay, that's interesting how he played this, because it looks like he wants to sacrifice at some point, maybe on h3. Any other reason I cannot really imagine. But okay, for that he needs to make a move like queen d7, and this queen on d7 is very awkwardly placed because that's actually where your knight wants to go to. That's what I mean. So now we're going to play ball. Okay, first knight b3 because I want to play knight to c5, and maybe he's going to sacrifice anyway, but he's going to pay for it. Yeah, so this is really weakening his structure. So now I have again my usual options, and let me just check him what he's going to do if I just take away his center. And if he dares to take with the knight, because then the e4 pawn will be hanging. It's maybe possible, because maybe after I actually even won't take on e4 because he has maybe bishop takes h3. But after knight takes, probably I have this move bishop to b5. Could be unpleasant. Let's check how he's going to react to that. Still, it's maybe not the end of the world. I realize now, because actually maybe he can just play a6. And if I'm taking on c6, he can go queen takes c6. And then if I move my knight somewhere, let's say to e4, he can take on a4. So this move should not be that great. But okay, let's see how he's going to play after knight takes. He also has another move, knight takes e3, pawn takes e3, and then bishop takes b3, winning the, and then queen takes and rook takes e4. But that gives me the control of the light squares, probably. Yeah, so this move it's a pity, because bishop takes h3 would have been very interesting. And now probably I'm just going to steamroll him with my center. So if he moves the bishop, I'll play e4. He moves the knight, play d5. Okay, of course I have to watch some sacrifices on h3, but I just take on c6 and I don't see what is my problem here. Actually, he could have taken the bishop on b2, to be honest. So let's just... Not sure this is so great idea, but I'm kind of well protected because I'm thinking bishop takes g2, and next move he can go, let's say, queen h4, but h1 square is protected, so I can just move this guy and harass the knight on f4 without any consequences. Yeah, not a flawless game, but yeah, I'm just 3 pieces up. That's probably a bit too much. My opponent still has some hopes of a good outcome this game, but he should know better. If he takes the bishop, I go queen takes f7 and rook h1 mate. Alright, thank you. Okay, now I really have to play this guy, Benjamin Bock. Who is this guy? GM with 16-14. I thought he was 26-14, but such a low rating. A mouse slip. That's very sad. Against this guy, a mouse slip is just like... Anyway, what to do? Now probably he wants to kill me, but... Okay, let's not cry. We just blundered one pawn, it can happen. Let's try to make the best out of it. This kind of reminds me a bit of the Sicilians that in bishop b5 check knight d7, and black is playing also some g5 moves here and there. Who comes up with such a name, Benjamin Bock? This is really serious. Alright, Benjamin Bock. What do you want? Okay, I made this mouse slip. Well, what to do? Cannot really say that things are looking very good for me, but well, especially here on the e-file, it looks very dangerous to me. But let's see what Benjamin Bock is going to do, because he still has to finish me off. But I see already some very good possibilities for white, which actually I'm afraid to say right now, but because this guy might be listening. Now queen e2, that doesn't really scare me, because it's just probably losing move. Can't really imagine that Benjamin Bock makes such a move. Queen e2. Actually, I was very afraid the guy would make a move like h3, knight e5, knight to d5. So queen e2 is just a beginner's mistake. Really shocking to see this happening. Real life. Live in action, Benjamin Bock. Amazing. And I thought he was kind of talented, but maybe I was wrong. We can all be wrong from time to time, but this is really the biggest shock of my life so far. To see Benjamin Bock playing like this. Okay, it's still not over yet, but this is quite something. So now I'm going to get my knight with tempo to d4 square again. This is of course a very nice place. For my pieces, yeah. So okay, I'm doing good, but it's not over yet. I still have to develop my pieces. Still a long way to the victory, but okay, let me just try to make some sensible moves at least. Just trying to control the game. I have now my pieces in good positions. Okay, and just trying to develop my pieces first before I start to do something stupid. Maybe my opponent thinks the same way. But I must say this was a real shocking experience for me that Benji boy could play such a move. Yeah, so now he wants me to change his knight on e2, but I don't like it because then he can reactivate his king. Actually, my knight wants to go to e5 and then putting pressure on the bishop on c4, which cannot move because d3 pawn is hanging. But if he allows me to take on c4, then bishop comes to e4. So all in all, things are looking good for me. I mean, I made this stupid mouse slip and then I think I was probably just dead lost, but okay, so well, bishop to f4, knight to e5. Now, okay, I'm kind of getting organized here. Connected my rooks. So again a mouse slip, cannot believe it. Just wanted to play rook to g8. Really have to be careful with this guy. Still, let me say, I like my position. But things are far from easy. But also not really anything his position. My rook is deep in his position and his pawn on h3 is weak. And I'm trying to hurt him from everywhere. He is really asking for problems. Benjamin Bock is asking for trouble. Cannot believe that this is the great Benjamin Bock playing. Okay, he won on time. Very good, Benjamin Bok. Very good. Cannot believe, especially this move Queen E2 was kind of really shocking to me, but well, I should have finished him off later on. Alright, who is next? Good luck, Mr. Fichtelsberg. Strange that I lost this last game on clock, because I was so much ahead of him on the clock, but I really got carried away. But anyway, it was kind of shocking to see my opponent play this move Queen E2, to be honest, because I just sold him really a standard trick. So my opponent has two bishops, and actually now I'm opening up the position, which is normally not a wise thing to do when you play against the two bishops, but I have like a lead in development, so normally this kind of positions white is trying to keep the position closed for the time being, because he wants the initiative to peter out till he thinks it's time just to open up the position. But yes, so now I'm going to take this pawn. He cannot take with the knight because of knight c5, so he has to take like this, but now he's forced to play a position with I have the strong square for the knight on d5. He has isolated pawn on, and he doesn't have the bishop pair anymore, so basically white's strategy really didn't really work. And now I just need to think how I will develop my initiative. I think I just time to bring this knight from d7 somewhere. Okay, right now there's not much going on anyway, so let me just make some useful moves like h6, stopping him from making moves like bishop g5. But I must say, to make two mouse slips against Benjamin Bok and then to lose on time with piece up, it really hurts. But anyway, and it was not even that I was trying to make the moves too fast or something. So this is interesting because our opponent likes to be pinned. So we have to really check him what he wants here. This is interesting. Maybe he's just losing. I think he's just losing. Yeah, and now I have b5. Yes, it's very careless play by white. Just in the opening he let me take his pair of bishops away, plus damage his pawn structure, and then he blundered also tactically. So, well, you almost get depressed when you hear this story, yeah? But yeah, he couldn't take my knight on e7 because I was attacking his knight on e2, but now I'm attacking the bishop on d2, saving time. Capitano Lily. Let's go. Seems people are trying to play very careful in the opening, but okay, again, we are going to play aggressive chess. So normally here they play knight to b5, and then there's this pawn sacrifice d5. And this knight b3 is probably a bit more conservative. I could have played d5, but not yet. So I was waiting for this move knight to c3, and now playing this move bishop b4. Not sure that I want to take on c3 yet, because then his bishop can come to a3. But if he plays a3 himself, I'm happy to take. Yeah, this is a solid move. Yes, and now I need to take some kind of action against this guy. And let me try to now push my center. This is normal, and now to push d5. Yes, so he doesn't like to take on d5 because it allows my knight, but okay, now I can push. So basically, well, he's forced to go back. And probably I want to play against this knight on b3. Maybe I don't want him to go to c5, but so let me just, okay, first I want to play bishop f5. Maybe next I will go queen to e7. And now I'm kind of centralized. I'm just putting my rooks on the open files. And I try to keep my pawn structure intact with e5, d4. So I'm just curious what Capitano Lily has in mind. I see. Okay, he wants to reroute his knight to e4. Okay, he has to take, and I take back, and he's rerouting his knight to e4. Of course, I'm not going to take that knight, because maybe I'll take it later. Yeah, I think my opponent he wants to play c5 and put the knight on d6. So that is something I need to think about, how to react to that. Of course, it's probably not so easy to stop. Okay, let me just make some vague move. Let's see how he will react to that. pretty sure he's going to play c5. Well, okay, so he doesn't want to play c5. Anyway, this is a strange move, a3, because now I'm playing a4, and only now he plays it like this, which seems okay. It's still possible, but I'm kind of surprised that he's playing it like this. I wanted to take on e4 and play rook a5. Yeah, why not? Let's just do it. So his c5 pawn is a bit weak, so I don't know, maybe he has a few options, but the most solid one is queen c2. Well, this is, I see. So the guy, basically, if I take on c5, he takes, wants to take here, but he wants to mate me. But that looks like a bit ambitious to me. So let me just double. Now I'm threatening to take on c5. Maybe try to sell me some tricks, but like bishop a2, threatening queen takes g6. But okay, saw that one coming. Yes, so now so since now he played like this, okay, let me just advance my pawns. I don't know if it's good or not, but I kind of like it. My d4 pawn is well protected, so I don't really care. And I'm just going to switch back with the rook to the center. Okay, he wants to play f5. Let me just stop him. Interesting move, f4, but well, now really my center is very strong. If he doesn't break my center, he will lose. And I don't see how he will break it. I thought maybe he should try to play somewhere g4. Yeah, this is not going to help him, because then again he will suffer from my switchback. And now again I'm just pushing hard on the queen side. Yeah, somehow I was expecting this move, and probably I don't want to take, so let me first defend b7 pawn. Next I take on a3. Cannot really stop me from doing that. Thank you. And now I'm just all pieces are flying in. Okay, this is a bit. I want to take with the queen on c5, but I'm forced now to take with the rook. Okay, let me just give my king some space. Now my king is safe. So Now we get down to business on the other side. Okay, take the rook. Take a piece. Go back. And I will queen next. Yes. Some resistance he put, but well, finally it was just more about not to lose on time. Okay, so Moby from Belgium. Let's see how we can do against the Pirch. He doesn't want to play d4, it seems. Okay. You have it your way. Wants to play Sicilian. Okay. You got it your way. So now we have like a dragon with g3. So this bishop e3 could be a little bit premature. So I have to check him what he's going to do after knight g4. I mean, obviously you don't want me to allow to take on e3, which kills your bishop pair, your pawn structure and everything. But then again, where do you go with the bishop? So already now the guy is in serious trouble. Let me put on some light at the same time. Bishop g3 was extremely careless, so now basically he's just losing his pair of bishops. I can take already now, but let me try to get some tempos first on his queen. Tempos are always good, so we have some sort of dragon position, but he has no more dark squared bishop, and that really he's going to miss that bishop, either in attack or defense, either way, or both ways. So okay, maybe I should have played knight c4 right away. Yeah, this guy is trying to save his ass, but no way today. So normally in Dragon you sacrifice exchange on c3, but this guy is just giving it to me for free. Not even sure that I want to give my bishop for that, but Yeah, so he's trying to stop me from taking on f2, but okay, I'm going to push him a little bit more. So basically if rook d2, c3 is hanging, so now I take this guy. Yes, and he's not only a pawn down, but also positionally speaking, he's not doing very well, because if you look at, he has 4 pawn islands. I have 2. And okay, I can now take this c3 pawn. Not even sure that I should want that. Let me just play solid chess. Boring, but solid and good. Yeah, so bishop there. Maybe I should have played this move in the first place, but yeah, bishop there, but well, and how are you going to protect on e4 later? Maybe knight d2. But actually, well, we don't really care. We are pawn up and we're going to have soon 2 passed pawns. Don't like that he gets rid of his weakness on e4, but well, finally I can push my pawns, and this rook on b4 is really out of play. Okay, he's giving me 1 more pawn, which I should accept, of course. Yes, thank you, Moby. So we are playing GM Rum from Belgium. He wants to play the Dutch. Interesting. Maybe he's going to play Stonewall, or no, probably not. He's probably just going to play a regular Dutch. Yes, this is some obscure theory, of course. So now basically I need to react, because I don't want him to push e4. I can play e4 myself, or I can try to do something else. Okay, let me just first change the queens. I think that's probably a good idea. So next, maybe I want to play e4, or I was thinking of playing knight to b5. Let me play knight to b5, because he has promise of guarding this pawn. moves like rook d6, rook d7 or bishop d6, they cannot really be the solution. The only question is, does he want to play knight to e8? Which I don't see why not. Okay, he wants to play this one first. So if I take on c7, he takes on f3, take on 8, take on g2. So I need to move my knight first. Okay, so I have to go to g5. Yes. Okay. I have to attack his pawn chain, because otherwise my bishop on g2 is going to be dead. A little check. Well, we don't care so much. Okay, it's kicking my knight, very good. All kind of forced, and now he can even kick one more knight out. But in the end, he has to answer some questions regarding the pawn on e4. I mean, if he plays e3, which could be interesting. Knight to b4, also interesting, because it's threatening, of course, knight to c2. So let me play this move. Bishop f4. Idea is if knight to c2, then I have rook to d1. Not sure this game is moving in the right direction, but okay, it's kind of complicated. Bishop to e6, yes. This guy has been playing well so far, I have to say. So at least if he takes here, I move my knight and I'm good. This is, I forgot about it, so I have to play bishop takes, f3. Pawn takes was knight to d3. I should have taken with the pawn because the bishop on e6 was hanging. So at least after g4 I still have knight to f4. Trying to hang on somehow. But I must say it looks all just hanging on. Just hanging in there. Okay, I have no choice. But things suddenly start to look a bit brighter for me. Okay, I'm forced to do this. From positional point of view, I'm not really complaining. I have this knight on f4. Nicely placed now. Okay, let me first bring the king. I can take the a2 pawn. Well, he could have. Maybe he should have. Still a bit annoying, I must say. It's still a bit annoying, all in all. But I believe I'm doing all right here. Actually, I believe I'm slightly better here. Because my knight on f4 is very good, at least. Oh, now I'm suddenly winning. Suddenly I'm winning. Thank you. It was an interesting game. Really, the guy played really well, I must say. But I think in the end he could have taken maybe a2 pawn, but it was a very tough game to be honest. Mr. World Citizen, claiming to be from Aruba. Weather must be good. And let's play King's Indian again. And my opponent plays Semish. So I'm playing my usual crappy setup. But well, still I like it a lot. Just expanding, and at some point I play knight d7, e5 if it suits me well. Because now this move like b3, this is really kind of, it's weakening the long diagonal, so that's not really a move that really scares the hell out of me. And now we're going to get some kind of closed structure, probably. And so he's trying to get some play on the king side. I'll do my job on the queen side, at least to keep him busy there. So he will castle, and yeah, but now this move g4 looks a bit strange somehow. So now I'm going to attack him there. So basically, well, he has some questions to answer what he's going to do with this g4 pawn. If he's so, I understand he wants to hold it there. Yes, this is an interesting moment. What I'm going to do here now. Let me play something a little bit strange move, because okay, I'm allowing him now to take on h5, which, but on the other hand, my queen can go to h4. I think now in principle he should take on h5, because otherwise you will see I will get what I want. Because actually I want to play some sort of positional game, and I want to change the dark square bishops. So he takes it, and okay, let me take it back. Yeah, maybe I should not have taken it back. That was kind of stupid, probably. Just very stupid. But okay, it's a game, but not so excited about my play here. Yeah, he's jumping with his knight, so I need to jump with my knight to protect the f5 square. This was not, I didn't do it so great here. Maybe I should have taken on g4 first and then to play knight a7. So, okay, I just have to move the rook also to the g file, because okay, at some point I guess he will play knight f5. Yeah, so I probably wanted to double the rooks on the g file, but first he has to stop me from getting there. Okay, so now what? Okay, I don't know where this is going to end, but this is going to be very tricky. h4, he will have to play. Oh, this is surprising. I think he really had to play knight to f5. So now I'm going to h5, and well, could have been worse. This move, of course, it cannot be bad, that's for sure. Oh, this is a difficult game. Especially when you do something stupid. Let me try to play f5. Yeah, so this was kind of to be expected. F5. Not much I can do. But okay, now I'm kind of happy because you know my rook on the A file is active, my rook on the F file is active, and as long as I don't get mated, then I'm sort of getting organized. Queen F8 next. So really, he should never have allowed me to play a move like F5. I have to take back, and F4. This is some serious stuff. Then again, I don't know where this is going to lead us to, but I'm just bringing the pieces. Seems that we both have some kind of knight configuration here. Well, still he has this move knight to e3. I saw that coming, so I have to give the queen. But my knight is very annoying now for him, coming to f3 next. Next knight is coming. Not sure I'm doing so great here. Yeah, it's going to be draw. Yeah. Yes, this was a difficult game also. I made some questionable positional decisions, but well, draw was fair result, although at some point I really thought I was going to take over. Okay, let's play a few more games. Mr. Kostakis sounds Greek to me. Let's play some French. Then again, of course, I have no clue how to play the French, but let's see. I've seen somewhere they're playing this obscure move, I think rook a2, so let's pretend that I know it. Let's play the Great Pretender. Playing the 3-minute blitz, it actually was not my intention. Actually, I just want to play 5-minute blitz because 3 minutes is really opening the door for the flaggers. And the flaggers are everywhere. They are not to be underestimated. So I'm just exchanging some pieces, trying to get to some kind of endgame with good knight against bad bishop. I'm doing reasonably well. Queen is quite well placed on d4. Knight would have been maybe even better. He's trying to attack me with f6. Are we impressed or not? Okay, let's take the guy and see how he will react. Take him into knight, that's not really going to scare us. Okay, let's get this rook back to play, because the rook was kind of doing nothing there. Once the rook gets back to e1, we should be happy. And now we can focus on, for example, the weak pawn on e6. Let's bring one more rook, just in case. And we're going to put some serious pressure now on the guy. And you think this is going to work? Yeah, unfortunately I don't have rook g7, king g7, rook g5, double check, king, and my queen is pinned. But okay, life goes on. Let's bring in the king. King is running now to d4. I should have gone to e3, yeah. Because then he would have played rook c3 and he would have fallen into the trap. Okay, now we just have to pedal back. We are still good, but it requires now some serious maneuvering. Yeah, this is questionable, because now this b5 pawn is getting weak. Very questionable what the guy has been doing here. Okay, so basically he lets me entering the house. Very good. Should have taken the h5 pawn, but okay. I just have very little time. Yeah, well, that's a problem when you play Banter Blitz and it's 3 minutes. Then you're going to lose some games on time, because somehow that doesn't really work very well, this combination. Cannot really comment too much and also win the games. Alright, let's play a few more. But preferably 5 minutes. So this is Mr. Heimer. Seems I've been playing him before. Wake up, Mr. Heimer, because we're running out of time. So I gave you 10 seconds to make a move, otherwise I move on to the next guy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry my friends, but I'm looking for the next guy. We are playing Aura chess, a German fish, playing Najdorf. Risky opening against some guy who's always losing against the Najdorf. Ah, playing Dragon Ball. Excellent. Let's see what he has in mind here. Okay, after this game I'll play one more game and then I call it a day. I've been flagged 3 times today, so that's enough for today. I had my portion. Thank you very much guys. Especially this game against Benjamin Bock hurted me a lot. I mean, how is it possible to lose to this guy? Okay, making 2 mouse slips. That's not good. And then to lose on time because I had 1 piece more. Should I have prevented this? Maybe I should have played g4 first. Maybe this was kind of inaccurate, but okay. We should have some kind of positional advantage here. That's why they always have to take the f8 rook to c8, otherwise I have this move knight takes e7 in between. And then you don't have king f8. And now I'm just going to be very slightly better here, but actually it's not really the kind of game that I wanted, but because Dragon is always playing for mate, and mate is much more sexy than this stuff. But okay, it will be some kind of positional squeeze. I'm going to test our opponents and see how he will defend himself in a positional way. It's not always about mate. Yeah, this is possible, probably. Anyway, let me fix this guy first. Send him back to his cage. Maybe I should have taken the other rook. This was bad play. Oi, oi, oi. Yes, so now I have this move, rook takes e7. But probably that's not going to bring me anything. So let me just defend this guy. So somehow I want to mobilize my queen side. Because I'm having a nice grip on his king side, but this will take a while to mobilize everything. So he's trying to create something here, but of course I want to shut him down here. I just need one more. I just want to say I just needed one more move just to be sure that the guy will never have any counterplay. And because maybe I should have played rook d3 instead of f4. So good job, Mr. Van Wely. This was not what you should have done. And now he gets some play on the against my h4 pawn. Oh, this is kind of good news for me. He's closing this one down. So now let me play. This looks like a stupid move. Maybe it is stupid, but I just want to stop him from playing rook to h3. Meanwhile, now I'm going to harass him on the other side. So I kind of weakened his structure. Now I'm coming with my king to b4. And as I promised, I'm going to make a pass pawn on the queen side. We are not interested in all kind of strange stuff, so we just want to control the game. So a bit shuffling around with the pieces, and finally now I'm getting where I want to be. We're still not there yet, but it's a beginning. Yeah, I think this is probably was a mistake, because now I have a chance to activate this rook like this. And step by step I improving my position. Having said that, it's still not easy. Okay, let's first make some waiting moves to see what our opponent is intending to do. Okay. Okay, let's try to be tricky. I'm blundering a pawn. That was bad. I was hoping for rook, some stupid move, but I just was hallucinating. Still, this is far from over yet. Although now he certainly has a chance to mobilize his stuff. Okay, now this is going to be probably I'm just going to lose this one. But who knows? This is anybody's game. Actually I'm winning now, I realize. This is kind of nice. Yeah. kind of lucky here. Nice. Yeah, well, this was a difficult game. Well, I really screwed up by blowing this pawn, but in the end, well, my opponent misplayed it. Okay, let's play one more game and then we call it a day, because today I'm not playing that well. But it's true that Gusti and I, we plan to have a marathon session, so I don't know how that's going to work, but would be fun to do it once. Although Gusti, he loves to talk, so for him it is like his second nature. I don't know how I will fare. Okay, so we have some normal, some kind of close Sicilian. And okay, let me just try to attack this guy as quickly as possible. Enough is enough for today. Not sure this is all great, but my opponent, he just lets me push my stuff. Interesting. This bishop on c4 now is a monster. Basically, it has no natural enemy. So okay, I could have put this bishop on d5, but I'm not sure where it will be better. On b3 it's also protecting c2. Blocking the b file. So I don't know what the guy wants. Sometimes the guy simply wants nothing, and that's even better. Sometimes he actually has an idea. So I guess here he wants to play queen to h3, so let me stop that. For starters. Although I could also have taken on e5 and play rook f5, simply doubling, also probably very strong. Yeah, the guy wisely is trying to escape from that. But okay, I can take a pawn. No, I cannot take a pawn. Okay. Yeah. Maybe he wants to play f6. Okay, let's see. I just retreat the bishop. Yeah, somehow not easy. Not easy at all. Okay, let me just play some stranger move just to keep him puzzled for a moment. Maybe it was a bad decision. Probably it was. Okay. Now the question is, does he dare to play g6 or not? At least not yet. So now what? Let me just stop g6 just in case. Actually, well, I'm kind of controlling the game still. And okay, this d4 pawn is weak. So I'm a pawn down, but it's not so dramatic anyway. Once I take this d4 pawn, I want to see how he's going to... Yeah, that's correct. He's correctly defending his pawn. Yes, so... Still, my bishop is very good and his isn't. So I'm just controlling still the game and no worries here. In fact, well, kind of like my position. My king is probably quite safe. He's trying to open it up. So he wants to play queen to e3. You naughty boy. You naughty boy. Funny position, but and now our friend has to go back where he came from. Excellent. Hit it, boy, hit it. Not sure what I did was good. Ay, 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 ay. Like to play some bad moves from time to time. That was really bad. That was really bad what I did there, just to play c3. Because now I weakened up my stronghold on b3. That was not good. Yeah, I expected him to play this move immediately. Yeah, now I'm winning the rook and the... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright, so the level is going down. I think it's time to call it a day. So next time I will be faster, and because I don't like to be flagged, although, well, you can argue about it or not, if it's good to flag or not in drawn position, not. But okay, anyway, I should play faster, of course. Probably next time it will be from Hamburg, doing together with Gusti the Banter Marathon, and well, I guess then we don't take any more prisoners. And anyway guys, thanks for watching, thanks for playing, and be prepared next time. Okay, cheers.